Hello, looks like we're live. Quick bit of housekeeping. Just going to wait a couple of minutes for Punk for the Homeless to catch up with us and make sure we're linked up on all their channels. And a couple of words about, okay, we're coming from my phone because Facebook Live has been doing something really silly with the audio this afternoon. So coming from my phone, which means I can't switch things around. So I'm not left-handed, you're left-handed. Another thing, we're coming Val Doonican style, sat on a bar stool. Not really the way I like to do things. I do prefer to stand up. But standing up has been proving a bit difficult recently. So we have painkillers, we have booze, we have power and lighting. It's 25 past. Statues don't teach history. They'll tell you more about the folk that erected them, a twisted sense of victory, limited love for those that elected them. When Edward Colston got oiled into the organ by a Black Lives Matter demo, to be fair, that's history in the making. There's history being made right there. So when all this is over, we're mourning our family and friends. We're gonna build a statue of Boris Johnson and chuck it straight in the Thames. Because he follows science, but only when science tells him what he wants to hear. Like someone took the Black Lives Report, made several sections disappear. But what did you expect from Piccaninny's Johnson, elevated to the top job, then coming over all bewildered schoolboy, surprised by the virus and the brain mold. So when all this is over, we're mourning our family and friends. We're gonna build a statue of Boris Johnson and chuck it straight in the Thames. And on his watch, but no justice for Grenfell. 3 is gone, glad he's not gone, and the number of deaths COVID-19 should be an embarrassment to anyone. 22 days of dither and delay. He says he's proud, his jaw dropping. What's the strategy now, Mr. Johnson? He says we should all look forward to going shopping. So when all this is over, we're mourning our family and friends. We're gonna build a statue of Boris Johnson and chuck it straight in the Thames. Yeah, when all this is over, we're mourning our family and friends. We're gonna build a statue of Boris Johnson and chuck it straight in the Thames. Sadie Kane doesn't take cocaine, doesn't think the cops should stop you for your weed just the same. That's Sadie Kane. Sadie Kane likes the bus and train, taxi drivers don't like her and fight on her environmental claim. That's Sadie Kane. But Sadie Kane sits in the middle. Sadie Kane says we're all the same, targeted by Paul Ford, living, working, praying, bird brain. If not Sadie Kane, instead of Sadie Kane sits in the middle. Yeah, Sadie Kane sits in the middle. And Sadie Kane's doing stand-up again. Her routine's not bad in the main. They're saying she'll entertain. That's Sadie Kane. While Sadie Kane sits in the middle. Sadie Kane abstains from champagne, and despite provocation is never profane. She's urbane. That's Sadie Kane. So Sadie Kane sits in the middle. Yeah, Sadie Kane sits in the middle. Yeah, Sadie Kane sits in the middle. That's Sadie Kane. Well, it's face master, half master, coffee guy at the station. For better facial aeration, for poor and drop infiltration, for rules are followed out, frustration, and Stanley Johnson ain't wearing his at all. And it's face master, half master, for the woman on the morning train. In a sippy cup of coffee, can't evade. She's looking at her makeup, again over a blue chip protection membrane, and Stanley Johnson ain't wearing his at all. So it's face mask and half mask, baby, let's go exponential. It's face mask and half mask, baby, let's go existential. Cause my mask protects you, your mask protects me. Round here is what we call solidarity. It's how we show love and respect for one another. Sisters and brothers. And it's face mask and half mask for the fella on the train home. Must have slipped down when he was on the phone. Glanced around the carriage and he's not alone with his important communication zone. And Stanley Johnson ain't wearing his at all. So it's face mask and half mask, baby, let's go exponential. It's face mask and half mask, baby, let's get existential. Cause my mask protects you, your mask protects me. Round here is what we call solidarity. It's how you show love and respect for one another. Sisters and brothers. Spacker doesn't understand the rules. Whose rules, what rules, his rules. For work and home and schools. And Stanley Johnson ain't wearing his at all. So it's face mask and half mask, baby, let's go exponential. It's face mask and half mask, baby, let's get existential. Cause my mask protects you, your mask protects me. Round here is what we call solidarity. It's how we show love and respect for one another. Sisters and brothers. My mask protects you, your mask protects me. Round here is what we call solidarity. It's how we show love and respect for one another. Sisters and brothers. Well, hello, those of you that are just joining us. Don't forget, it's Punk for the Homeless, doing it for the kids. That means dig deep, give some money to Compass Children's Charity. The link is in the comments here. And pick yourself up a copy of the CD from Punk for the Homeless Bandcamp page whilst you're at it. Loads to talk about COVID, obviously. Always lots to talk about. But No one mentions the B word anymore. But the transition period is almost over. It is almost time for British cheese. British fish for British plates. British hates for British mates. Here's the church and here's the steeple. British cheese for British people. British trawlers for British waters. British sons for British daughters. British deals for British steel. British out for a British meal. Here's the church and here's the steeple. British cheese for British people. British jobs for British workers. British shirks for British shirkers. British porridge for British oats. British votes for British scroats. British films for British viewers. British kebabs on British skewers. Here's the church and here's the steeple. British cheese for British people. British taxis for British ranks. British porn for British wanks. British chieftains for British tanks. British crashes for British banks. British streets for British homeless. British hope for British hopeless. British disease for British diagnosis. British psyche for British psychosis. Here's the church and here's the steeple. British cheese for British people. Right. We had a request come flooding in. No, not you, the other one. What happens when you stay in your room? What happens when everyone else does too? What happens in the doom and gloom? You know that nature abhors a vacuum, and goats standing on our cars. Goats eating stuff that's ours. Goats, great horned goats at large in London. No, the goats are in charge. What happens by the Welsh seaside? What happens when everyone stays inside? What happens when you're forced to hide? A vacuum that nature can't abide. And goats standing on our cars. Goats eating stuff that's ours. Goats, great horned goats at large in London. No, the goats are in charge. What happens by the Summit Hotel? What happens outside your house as well? What happens? What's that farmyard smell? It's Mother Nature starting to rebel. And goats standing on our cars. Goats eating stuff that's ours. Goats, great horned goats at large in London. No, the goats are in charge. Goats, an important species. Goats from the hills, visiting the beaches. Goats with their cashmere fleeces in London. No, the goats are in charge. Yeah, goats standing on our cars. Goats eating stuff that's ours. Goats, great horned goats at large in London. No, goats are in charge. I'm from someone that never plays requests or cover versions. I'm going to do the other request. You know what to do. I played your requests. Make sure you give the kids some money. Professor Lockdown loved Antonia's stance. Isolation can break their hearts. A home, a husband might have had the virus, but she said neither Thames nor disease will divide us. It was wrong and they knew it, there's no way to misconstrue it. They thought they could get through it, but the press knew too. And they didn't run the story till going to start that again in the right key. That's more like it. Professor Lockdown loved Antonia's stance. Isolation could break their hearts. At home, her husband might have had the virus, but she said neither Thames nor disease will divide us. And it was wrong and they knew it, there's no way to misconstrue it. They thought they could get through it, but the press knew too. And they didn't run the story till they needed a furore. Steal headline glory from the numbers breaking through. Professor Lockdown loved Antonia's stance. On one day in April and one day in April and one in March. Here's his expert opinion that the strategy is wrong. We'll never know now his job in Sage has done. But it was wrong and they knew it, there's no way to misconstrue it. They thought they could get through it, but the press knew too. And they didn't run the story till they needed a furore. The steal headline glory from the numbers breaking through. Professor Lockdown loved Antonia's stance. Doomed lover victims of press dark arts. It knows that the expert might commit, and there's no way we'll ever forgive a hypocrite. And it was wrong and they knew it, there's no way to misconstrue it. They thought they could get through it, but the press knew too. And they didn't run the story till they needed a furore. To steal headline glory from the numbers breaking through. Professor Lockdown loved Antonia's stance. Epidemiology meets advance. And no one's gonna wanna walk in her shoes, and his expert counsel is now just yesterday's news. I've got to say, if you paid money to hear that request, if it wasn't going to charity, you should ask for it back. But anyway, we had a choice, or I had a choice, doing some of the, well, don't we call it a rock opera anymore? Some of the COVID songs, of which there are now approaching 150. Or Christmas songs, none of the above, or a mixture. But anyway, I wanted to do this one. Joanna's holding it together. She can't keep the kids off school forever. It's so much harder in the nights where they're holding her breath. Some days they're just climbing the walls, while she's trying to make work phone calls. They can't just go and play with extras, holding her breath. Cause the first 10 seconds are easy, the second 10 seconds are harder. Then you're living 1 second at a time when you're holding your breath. The first 10 seconds are easy, the second 10 seconds are harder. Each second after that lasts a lifetime holding your breath. Just listening to the Prime Minister back today, the very little that he had to say. She's trying not to be afraid and holding her breath. Sheila Fogarty says that the lockdown's fraying, and that's what the traffic outside is saying. Joanna finds herself praying and holding her breath. Cause the first 10 seconds are easy, the second 10 seconds are harder. Then you're living 1 second at a time when you're holding your breath. The first 10 seconds are easy, the second 10 seconds are harder. Each second after that lasts a lifetime holding your breath. Each second after that lasts a lifetime when you're holding your breath. That doesn't mean to say, of course, that I'm letting you off the Christmas songs, because as it happens, what with Lockdown 2, the tears before that, not only have we can't do anything live at the moment, and I miss hanging out with Protest family quite a lot, can't even see them to rehearse and do some of this stuff online. But this is the last online thing I'm actually booked for between now and Christmas. Doesn't mean to say that I'm not going to just jump on Facebook Live anyway. Who needs a promoter when you've got a button that says go live? But nonetheless, this being the last booked gig, unless something happens between now and then, I might just do Christmas songs anyway. She was a single mum. Joe weren't his real dad. He was born in a barn because that was all that they had. The cattle were lowing, they must have been sad. But Mary had a Tory baby. He said the meek shall inherit the earth, so in your work now you know what you're worth, and you better take your place in the hierarchy, because Mary had a Tory baby. Yeah, Mary had a Tory, 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 Mary had a Tory. Here's your Christmas story, baby. He said you'll get on in this life if you're selfish with your stuff, like 5 virgins missing out to 5 who'd had enough. You ain't got what you need. Well, tough, cause Mary had a Tory baby. Yeah, Mary had a Tory, 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 Mary had a Tory. Here's your Christmas story, baby. He says if you want to help the poor, you should do it yourself. There's no need for us to redistribute the wealth. The big society was invented by Jesus himself when Mary had a Tory baby. Yeah, Mary had a Tory, 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 Mary had a Tory. Here's your Christmas story, baby. So deck the halls with boughs of holly. Let's get drunk and let's get jolly. Chuck more stuff in your shopping trolley, cause Mary had a Tory baby. You know how this goes. 2, 3, 4. Mary had a Tory, 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 Mary had a Tory. Here's your Christmas story, baby. Here's your Christmas story, baby. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. I don't like mistletoe, building coal like men as snow. Something about a holiday's always depresses me. Every time I hear jingle bells, deck the halls or Noel, it brings out my suicidal tendencies. Dear Santa, I wanna be dead by Christmas, dead by Christmas, dead by Christmas. Don't you believe I wanna be dead by Christmas, dead by Christmas, dead by Christmas, or at least by New Year's. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. myself with Christmas lights from the rafters one wintry night, while carolers outside sing me a good cheer. Or I could hold myself off a bridge like Jimmy Stewart almost did in that movie that they show every year. Dear Santa, I wanna be dead by Christmas, dead by Christmas, dead by Christmas. Don't you believe I wanna be dead by Christmas, dead by Christmas, dead by Christmas, or at least by New Year's Day. The halls with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. I could help myself in the way, Santa Claus on his sleigh, trampled by the prancing hooves of 8 reindeer. Or I could go out like Johnny Ace, put it in the head, it's no disgrace, whatever it takes. I hate this time of year. Dear Santa, I wanna be dead by Christmas, dead by Christmas, dead by Christmas. Don't you believe I wanna be dead by Christmas, dead by Christmas, dead by Christmas. A chalk line under the tree by Christmas, dead by Christmas, dead by Christmas, or at least by New Year's Day. The halls with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. He's more popular than Jesus. He's fat and Mickey Quinn. He's got migrant labour making all the toys, and a bloody great sack to put them all in. He's sponsored by Coca-Cola, just like the Football League. Some people say he's from the North Pole, but that I don't believe, 'cause I know Santa is English. Yes, Santa is English. Yes, Santa is English, I'm telling you straight. He was flying the St George's flag on the Friday early stage. And you can tell that Santa's English, 'cause he never has much to say, but he has a drink wherever he goes. He must be drunk driving his sleigh. He's a type 2 diabetic, because of all the mince pies he eats, and he doesn't really like the poor kids. It's the rich kids that he treats, 'cause Santa is English. Yes, Santa is English. Yes, Santa is English, I'm telling you straight. He was flying the St George's flag on the Friday early stage. And will we really need a Santa Claus if the 3 kids have got it right? If they'd brought baby Jesus, an iPod or a mountain bike, he's the patron saint of pawnbrokers, that fat old jolly bloke. But I'd like Santa a whole lot better if he was more like Willie Stokes. But Santa is English. Yes, Santa is English. Yes, Santa is English, I'm telling you straight. He was flying the St George's flag on the Friday early stage. So you better not pout, you better not cry, or he'll bring you a jumper you really won't like. Yes, Santa is English. Yes, Santa is English. Yes, Santa is English, I'm telling you straight. He was flying the St George's flag on the Friday hilly state. Right, thanks very much all. Happy New Year. Look after yourselves, look after each other, and hopefully we'll see each other in person soon. Cheers.